Hey everybody, welcome to Nomadic Moments. So we finished all the renovations for the camper. Let's talk about the renovations we did to the truck, the cab, the F250. So one of the things we really wanted to do was take our mountain bikes with us, but we didn't want them on the outside of the camper, hanging out on a hitch or something like that where they could get easily stolen. I've read some things where people have got their bikes on the hitch, got them chained in real well, and people come along in the middle of the night, cut those chains, take off with their bikes, and they're gone. So we really wanted to bring our bikes, but we didn't want to have to worry about them being stolen at trailheads or Walmarts or wherever. So we wanted them inside the cab. So we're trying to make as much space for storing things as possible. We don't really need the extended cab option, but we're going to plan on turning this into our garage. So as you can see, we've removed the seats, which wasn't entirely easy. Here's the seats. These things actually weigh quite a bit. There's a bolt on either end, so we basically just removed a nut out of this side and out of the opposite side, but the one in the middle was kind of a star bit, so we had to have somebody remove that for us. We didn't have it. The foam backing for the back of the seat was pretty difficult to remove. You kind of have to peel this back to get access to this guy, and then you just push down on it and pull out, and that removes it. We're gonna have to remove these seat belts. It's a bolt size we don't have, so Jennifer's going to take this over to the shop and see if they can remove it for us. But anyway, so we've got this space here, and what we're going to try to do is get our bikes in here, and we've done a measurement test and everything seems to work out pretty well. So what we're going to do is also build a little box, a storage box on the floor. As you can see, the floor of the F250 is not exactly flat. There's a hump in the back that had design around, and then it's got a curved edge right at the door. Worked out perfectly for creating a support structure underneath, which was really nice. It's going to go up about 10 inches, 10 and a half inches, and it'll have drawers that slide out from underneath. And then back here where the seat was, we're going to just do a little storage area that'll just be slide-in type material. Won't be any drawers back there or anything because the door is actually in the way when it opens. Drip some CAD work for us, and I will share that on the blog as well. So if you want to do something similar, it'll be there for you. So the seats are out, and we're gonna start building. The goal of the construction was to be as light as possible. So I used 3/4 inch pine wood stripped down to 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch planks, and used that to create the rib structure of the box. So we've got all our pieces cut and made. It's in several different pieces. We're doing that because otherwise they wouldn't fit in the truck. If you built it all as one piece and kind of tried to fit it in there, it's not going to go in. Got my drawers. They're all built and ready to go. We're now lacquering them. So I've got 3 coats of, it's actually urethane. It's an outdoor weather rated material. I just got done sanding the 3rd coat. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put 2 more coats, but it'll only be on the pieces that are on the outside. So like the drawer faces, the top part where the bikes are gonna rest. I wanna make sure that's good and weather resistant. So that's the next step. And then we'll put it all in the truck and put it together and put all the hinges on the doors and put the runners on the drawers, and it'll all be ready to go. As you can see, we had some metal substructure that we had to work around. This is actually where the back seat used to clip in. So instead of cutting that substructure out, I just built around it. Helps hold the box in place, which is nice. It's also got a central bolt in the middle that holds the whole thing to the truck. As you can see, we left a lot of the seat belts in place so that if we ever wanted to retrofit it back to the way it originally was as a SuperCab, we can. Got this piece of foam on the glass so that the handlebar, Jennifer's handlebar, doesn't smack up against it and scratch or break the glass there. That was an afterthought, as you can see, with just being held in with tape. I don't know how else I would have done it. I don't think I would have glued to the glass, but it works. The drawers fit in perfectly. What was originally designed to be a drawer on each side, but I only have this one short drawer left. Then we removed the drawer on this side after the fact. Removed all the railings and stuff because we found that we were storing things in there that just slide out real easy. Perfect for chairs and hiking sticks and yeah, sun covers and all that good stuff. All the good long things just slide right in there. You can see all the mounts. This is for the bike wheel, the front tire. Got one on each side. And then we've got the fork mount over there. That's mine. It's a pass-through fork mount, which is different from standard fork mount like that, which is what Jennifer's is. This is kind of nice because you can mount it at an angle like it is right there. But as you can see, the angle creates a complex angle that I had to use some washers to counterbalance. And then to strap down the back tire, I just used some Velcro straps bolted with a carrier bolt. All the doors on the back are hinged, and the outer two that hold the bike on have a latch so that when the bike's there, the bike can't pull up the door. You just spin the latch, the standard window latch, and you get access to what's underneath there. This is a much more shallow compartment than the one with the drawers. It's only about 6 inches, I believe, in depth, so can't fit as much down in there, but fit quite a bit. But that was the first step was to remove the seats. The second step was to design that box. That took a lot of work. And then the third step was making sure that once the bikes were in, that people still couldn't see them. You know, we've got a lot of glass in the truck where people can see through the windows, and it only takes being able to spot the bikes and then they're gone, because trucks aren't necessarily really hard to break into. First step was to eliminate being able to see through the majority of the windows. We put in a curtain. Basically all it is it's a dowel rod run through. Just a 5/16 inch dowel rod, and then so we use that as the bar. And then I used a command hook back there on the, it's kind of like a little plastic nut cover that comes in the truck. So I just put the command hook on that. Well, that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, so well, that didn't work, obviously. But the solution was actually much easier. We just took a little string, tied it around the dowel rod, and then hooked that around the plastic nut there on the roof. And it hasn't given us any trouble. It hasn't stayed put for over a year now. The dowel rod is pressurized against the left and right part of the cab. It seems to be holding up fairly well. And then on either side, where it hits the box, there's just some Velcro that, you know, the sticky side on the box side, and then sewn into the fabric on this side. These are old curtains that we had laying around. We actually ruined them in the dryer, so we decided to use them for this, and I think they'll work pretty well. In addition to that, I put some Velcro in the middle so it holds it together and it's not blowing around and stuff. So hopefully that works pretty well, at least for dividing the cab to the back seat. The other issue is, of course, there's windows, so you can still see into the back there. So they make this stuff called plastic dip that you can spray on. And we could have tinted the windows, but it's kind of expensive and just kind of a pain in the butt, and they're small windows. So I think this is going to work. We're just going to do the back seats. It's a spray-on plastic, and it says that it's easy to remove even once it's on there. So don't think it's going to do any damage to the truck. So if we ever decide to resell it or whatever, we should just be able to peel it right off. Of course, we're missing a back seat, so that might be an issue. But anyways, so I'm going to just tape everything off, and then we'll do some spraying and get this done. Put some plastic up there, masked it off so that we didn't spray onto the truck itself, and then just sprayed the window. Took like 3 or 4 coats and we were done. But on a whole, it's been great. Can't see in it, and even the cracks, you know, when it's dark, when the doors are closed, you can't see back there. It took a lot of work to come up with the design, but we ultimately ended up with a system that works for us, which is really nice, where the bikes are mounted across the cab. The tires come off beforehand, the front tires, and then the back tires strap in with a piece of Velcro. So that works out really well. If you want to see the details on how we did the design, or you can actually get the CAD file, it's on our website, nomadicmoments.com. There's a link below to that post. And if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that right there. And until next time, guys, we're going to keep traveling.